Arjun Rampal, one of the A-listers of Bollywood, was raided by the Narcotics Control Bureau today. But this action by the Narcotics Control Bureau is going to create trouble for many Bollywood actors. Hello everyone, this is Munish. I welcome all of you in Crime Tech English family. I hope all of you are doing well and fine. Now, Arjun Rampal is till date one of the biggest Bollywood celebrities who has been raided by the Narcotics Control Bureau today. And this entire investigation, if all of you remember, started after Sushant Singh Rajput death case. I have covered Sushant Singh Rajput death case and this drug case very closely just to give a very brief background of what exactly the case is and how Arjun Rampal came under the investigation of Narcotics Control Bureau. So after Sushant Singh Rajput died, there was a case lodged by the Central Bureau of Investigation against Riya Chakravarti. But before that, the Enforcement Directorate started investigating this case in the money angle when they called Riya Chakravarti and her brother Shavik Chakravarti for questioning. Their phone data was taken by the Enforcement Directorate when it was sent for forensic analysis. Then they came across certain WhatsApp chats between Riya Chakravarti, Shavik Chakravarti, and Shavik Chakravarti's conversation on WhatsApp with certain drug peddlers. These were the allegations. Riya Chakravarti was later arrested by Narcotics Control Bureau. Shavik Chakravarti was arrested. Staffers of Sushant Singh Rajput were arrested. All of them maintained that they were procuring drugs for Sushant Singh Rajput. But when drug peddlers were arrested, their questioning was of something very important to Narcotics Control Bureau. Now, that case, when the drug peddlers were linked to Shavik Chakravarti's links to Riya Chakravarti, and Riya Chakravarti's links to Sushant Singh Rajput, that chain was established. But what Narcotics Control Bureau, and when I remember I spoke to one of the very senior officials of NCB the day Riya Chakravarti was questioned that will this case be limited to Riya Chakravarti and Shavik Chakravarti? He told me very specifically, this is just the beginning. They suspect many big Bollywood personalities, Bollywood actors consume drugs. No one wants to come on record, and that is why we need to investigate drug peddlers. Later, all of you remember there was one uh, separate case by the Narcotics Control Bureau in the Bollywood drug angle. Then again, there was WhatsApp chat between a person called Jaya Shah and Karishma, the manager of Deepika Padukone. Then Deepika Padukone's conversation with Karishma, and after which Deepika Padukone were questioned. In the similar manner, Rakul Preet was questioned, Shraddha Kapoor was questioned, and also Sara Ali Khan. But all these personalities were only questioned. But Arjun Rampal was raided by the Narcotics Control Bureau, and three premises linked to Arjun Rampal were raided in Mumbai. Arjun Rampal and his girlfriend Gabriela, they have been called in by the NCB to appear for questioning before their office in Mumbai on November 11. And on November 11, they will decide, NCB will decide whether to arrest Arjun Rampal or not, whether to arrest Gabriela or not. And remember, Gabriela's brother has been already arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau based on the statement given by one of the drug peddlers whose name is Omega. Omega is someone who has been dealing cocaine from quite some time in Mumbai, and based on his statement, brother of Gabriela was arrested. During his questioning and investigation, certain others drug peddlers name cropped in, and when those drug peddlers were investigated, Arjun Rampal's name cropped in the investigation, and that is when NCB decided to raid Arjun Rampal. Arjun Rampal's driver has been detained by the NCB. He is being questioned as I speak to you, and now why Arjun Rampal is interesting character for the Narcotics Control Bureau. Now, this is going to be very interesting. Now, Arjun Rampal is one of the Bollywood characters who has worked in many Bollywood projects, Bollywood movies, some web series, but he has a very close Bollywood circle. If you go through video footage of a big Bollywood actor, A-class Bollywood actor, then you will find Arjun Rampal hanging around with some of the big Bollywood personalities. And this is an open secret that there are some actors in Bollywood who consume drugs. So when today raid was conducted by the NCB, they seized certain electronic gadgets, laptop, phones from the residence of Arjun Rampal, but they also seized a tablet. Now this tablet, which I am talking about, according to Narcotics Control Bureau, these tablets are used as drugs, and these tablets come under banned narcotic substances. So this is one of the evidences which the Narcotics Control Bureau will be using against Arjun Rampal, that from where he procured, what was the necessity, what was the need, and whether he consumed those tablets or not. Apart from that, they will also ask Arjun Rampal that whether he consumes drugs or not. If he denies, then also the NCB will question that when he goes to the parties of Bollywood, then has he seen anyone, consuming drugs? And they will question certain. Uh, they will question Arjun Rampal about certain names of Bollywood, some big actors. I am aware of certain names, but at this point of time, it won't be proper to disclose those names. But when I spoke to a very senior officer in Mumbai Narcotics Control Bureau, he told me that they are going to establish this chain not only from Arjun Rampal but also beyond that. And that is why Arjun Rampal's question is going to be of very importance. Now, because Arjun Rampal has very close association with certain Bollywood personalities, the NCB suspect that those Bollywood personalities may be involved in consumption of drugs. And if NCB come across any statement that those people have seen those Bollywood actors consuming drugs or procuring drugs, then it is going to be evidence for the Narcotics Control Bureau. And then those Bollywood big personalities, those big actors will be asked for question. They will be summoned by the NCB, and then they will be asked to appear before the Narcotics Control Bureau for questioning. And that is why many big Bollywood personalities, and mark my word, they will have sleepless night till the time Arjun Rampal is not given clean chit by the NCB. And if at all he is arrested by the NCB during the questioning or after the questioning, then of course it is going to create huge amount of trouble for certain Bollywood personalities. But if you go by the case, how NCB reached to Arjun Rampal, I described very briefly earlier that it all started after Sushant Singh Rajput death. Now, in the death case, the CBI is investigating till the time they have not yet concluded that whether it was a case of suicide or whether it was a case of murder. But initial investigation has given an indication that it was a case of suicide. But in the drug case, the NCB took certain actions which was against not only Riya Chakravarti but against Bollywood. Remember, when Deepika Padukone was questioned by the Narcotics Control Bureau, then also there were reports that the NCB has a list of 25 Bollywood personalities, 30 Bollywood personalities. But remember, if NCB wants to question those big Bollywood personalities, big Bollywood actors, then they need certain concrete evidence. Based on concrete evidences only they can question these Bollywood actors. In case of Deepika Padukone, Rakul Preet, Sara Ali Khan, or Shraddha Kapoor, the NCB was in possession of one evidence, that was WhatsApp chat, and the second is evidence in case of Shraddha Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan was the statement given by certain people in this case. So, based on those statements and WhatsApp chat, the NCB was in position to question a person. Now, if NCB wants to arrest and take the case beyond certain Bollywood names which has cropped in during the investigation, then they will need concrete evidence. Based on only WhatsApp chat or a statement, they are in a position to summon a person. But when the NCB wants to convict a person, then it is going to be very tricky, because in any narcotic case, in any case which has been lodged under NDPS Act, you need recovery of drugs. In certain cases, there has been recovery of drugs. Uh, uh, but if you want conviction, then the recovery of drugs has to be in the commercial quantity. For example, if the NCB is able to recover a gram of hash or a gram of marijuana, or 5 grams, 7 gram, 8 gram, then these are not commercial quantities. So a person, if at all there are certain evidence, then a person can be booked for consumption of drugs. But when the NCB wants to establish and make a strong case, then they have to go beyond consumption of drug. They have to establish that the person was dealing in drugs, it was of commercial quantity. But this is something which is going to be very, very difficult task for the officials of Narcotics Control Bureau. And that is why when Arjun Rampal, at this point of time, who has been raided and asked to appear before the agency for questioning, if at all the NCB is in possession of a statement by a drug peddler, or they have seized certain amount of drugs during the raids from the premises, then it is not going to be sufficient evidence. And Arjun Rampal must be aware of it, and he must be consulting with the lawyers that what he has to tell the NCB officials when he goes for questioning on November 11. But Arjun Rampal is connected to big Bollywood actors. I was speaking to one of my sources in the Bollywood, and I was told that there are some Bollywood actors who have now started getting in contact with Arjun Rampal just to ensure that there should not be any conversation about them when NCB questioned. There should not be any conversation about the parties in which Arjun Rampal and some Bollywood actors were present. So the questioning by the NCB is going to send shockwaves to certain Bollywood celebrities. They are going to have sleepless nights for at least some time, till the time Arjun is not given a clean check by the NCB. And the action by the Narcotics Control Bureau also depends on how strong the evidence are against Arjun Rampal or any other Bollywood actor. I will keep updating you whatever happens in this case or in certain other drug cases. Apart from that, I will keep updating you about the recent crime and the past crime. If you have any suggestion, if you want me to give you detail or give you insight of any crime stories, you can post it on the comment box. I will be happy to share those details with you. Munish Pandey signing off from Crime Tech English.